All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really strange object hanging out near Earth. Is it a second moon? A lost piece of our moon? Or, and this is the wild one, is it a ghost from the Cold War? Let's get into the mystery of 2025 PN7. You've probably seen the headlines, right? Earth has a second moon? It's been tabloid clickbait for years. But back in August of 2025, that whole debate got a jolt of reality with the discovery of an object named 2025 PN7. And as we're about to find out, just calling it a moon is barely scratching the surface of this cosmic detective story.
So here's where it all started. August 2nd, 2025. The Pan-STARRS Observatory out in Hawaii spots a new companion for Earth. And, of course, the media went nuts with the second moon angle. But the reality? Oh, it's so much weirder and honestly way more interesting.
Okay, so to really get our heads around this thing, we've got to talk vocabulary. Because second moon? Well, it's not quite right. Scientists actually call this thing a quasi-satellite, and it describes a totally different kind of cosmic relationship.
Yeah, a quasi-satellite isn't a moon. Not even close. Think of it more like a cosmic dance partner. It's actually orbiting the sun, just like we are. But its path is so incredibly in sync with ours, that's the 1-1 resonance part, that it just kind of hangs out near us, following us around the sun.
So let's break this down, because this is the key. Our moon? It's locked in by Earth's gravity, right? It's stuck in what astronomers call our Hill sphere. This thing, 2025 PN7, isn't bound to Earth at all. It's bound to the sun. It's just doing this temporary dance with us, a dance that's going to last for about 128 years before it eventually just drifts away.
Okay, so we know what it is, but the next big question is how on Earth did we find it? I mean, this thing is only 19 meters across. That's tiny. And space is, well, it's huge. The answer isn't some astronomer with a lucky eye through a telescope. It's an algorithm.
You have to understand, observatories like Pan-STARRS these days are basically robotic eyes scanning the entire sky all the time, and they create this absolute flood of data. We're talking petabytes of it. It's way, way too much for any human team to ever sift through. It's a total data deluge. Literally every single night, you get millions of little blips that could be something, but, most of them are just junk. Cosmic rays zapping the sensor, camera glitches, satellite glints, you name it. Finding a real new object in all that noise is like trying to find one specific grain of sand on a massive beach.
And that's why this whole discovery is so cool. It wasn't a lucky shot, get this. The object had been photographed for years, but its signal was so faint it was just completely buried in all that data noise. The real aha moment was when an AI was able to connect all those faint, forgotten little dots across years of data and finally reveal its hidden orbit. It's a total computational triumph.
All right, so we found it, we know what it is. Now for the big one, where did it come from? And one of the most exciting theories points right back home to our own cosmic neighbor. Could this thing be a long-lost piece of our own moon? And this isn't just a wild guess. There's actually a precedent for this. There's another one of these quasi-satellites called Kamo-Awalea. When astronomers looked at the light it reflects, its signature was a near-perfect match for the moon rocks the Apollo astronauts brought back. So the leading idea is that it's literally a chunk of the moon blasted off by an asteroid impact ages ago. So the question is, did 2025 PN7 have the same kind of origin story? And the way we figure that out really comes down to how bright it is, what scientists call its albedo. If it's really bright and reflective, that points to lunar rock. But if it's dark, well, then it's probably just a regular old carbon-rich asteroid that we snagged from the main asteroid belt. But, okay, here's where the story takes a sharp left turn into something truly unexpected. There's another theory, a much stranger one, that says this thing isn't natural at all, and that its story didn't start billions of years ago, but just a few decades ago. See, when you run the orbital math backward, it looks like 2025 PN7 showed up in our neighborhood around the mid-1950s, which is weirdly recent, right? That timing puts it smack dab at the very beginning of the space age. This suspicious timing is what got researchers Avi Loeb and Adam Hibbard thinking. And they asked a really wild question. What if this isn't a rock at all? What if it's space junk? More specifically, could it be the remains of a failed Soviet mission from 1964 called Zond-1, or maybe its notoriously unreliable upper stage rocket booster? Now look, The evidence is all circumstantial, but it is seriously intriguing. The path it's taking around the sun, a really, really close match for Zond 1's flight plan. And its brightness? It's exactly what you'd expect from a highly reflective 3.2-meter object, which, guess what, is the exact size of that rocket's upper stage.
So there you have it, a lost chunk of our moon, or a ghost from the Cold War. Two totally compelling, totally different mysteries. And here's how scientists are planning to actually figure it out. The game plan from here involves a mix of some seriously cutting-edge AI and some really ambitious space missions. But this isn't just about solving a cosmic whodunit. Because its orbit is so much like ours, 2025 PN7 is an incredibly easy target to get to. It would take very little fuel. That makes it the perfect practice dummy, a testing ground for planetary defense and for the next generation of robotic exploration. And here's a really visionary idea. The ultimate goal for some is to create an AI-powered digital twin of this object. And we're not just talking a 3D model. We're talking a perfect virtual simulation of the real thing. With that, scientists could test out all their theories and even train an AI to fly an autonomous robotic mission to it, all before the spacecraft ever leaves Earth.
You know, in the end, the story of 2025 PN7, whether it turns out to be a piece of the moon or an old Soviet rocket, it kind of shows us something new about exploration. The biggest mysteries might not be hiding in some distant galaxy. They might be right here, hidden in plain sight, just buried in our own data. And AI is becoming the essential key to unlocking it all, which really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's it going to find next?